Okay, hello and welcome to today's Google Hangout from IoT Analytics. We've got a special one today, all the way live from London. Our CEO, Knud Lasse Lueth, has been visiting the IoT Tech Expo. I think we'll hand it over to him. I've got some questions to ask. I want to find out how the conference is going today.
Hey Patrick, how's it going? I'm here actually sitting live on the floor, and things are just wrapping up for day one. So it's been a pretty big show, but shoot your questions.
So, how was the big turnout today? Was there a big crowd?
Quite frankly, this morning when I came in, the queue was very, very long, and I was 20 minutes delayed actually getting into the first session. And it's a pretty good show. There's 8 different tracks, and then there's I don't know, maybe like 60 to 100 people showcasing here.
And what's the big news today?
Yeah, the interesting thing is there's lots of blockchain here. It's like there's 3 tracks out of those 8 which are focused on blockchain, and the crowds for blockchain are just amazingly big. Like everybody wants to hear about blockchain. And so we haven't actually done that.
In terms of IoT security, it's a major topic then.
Yeah, but I think we shouldn't confuse that, because a lot of the blockchain that I'm seeing here is more around financial transactions, and so I talked to someone from Microsoft, for example, and they asked them, where are you seeing this happening? And I think they're doing quite a lot of work on it. And they said mainly in financial transactions on all kinds of different areas. Like there's many areas, but even though this is the IoT Tech Expo, it seems to be that the blockchain topic is not always IoT. And I specifically looked for IoT applications of that, and I couldn't find it. So that's a bit weird. Generally speaking, I have to say security. You and me, we've discussed this a lot. Security is such an important topic in IoT right now, and I am quite disappointed by the lack of security present here at the event. So lots of platforms, as you always. There's always a few new platforms coming out and things, but very few people pitching the security topic, even though it's so important right now.
Okay, and what topics are you seeing taking most of the attention today? Is it IoT connectivity or IoT at the edge?
No, actually, IoT at the edge, same thing. Even though we're talking about it a lot, I didn't see. There are a couple of new players that I haven't seen at IoT conference that much. One being Ubuntu, for example. I can actually probably move the camera around a little bit. You can see their stand over there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there at the end. There's also
I got
it. They are doing a lot of stuff. Operating system, and they've been telling me that they are really focusing on IoT now. There's a few other companies that are sort of come. I have never seen a company called Click, which is an analytics. They're actually over there. I don't know if you can see it. It's an analytics firm, and they're mainly in the business intelligence space, and they are also pivoting towards IoT, which is an interesting one. And I think IoT needs more good analytics companies from this discussions that I've had with the platform. So that's a good one. And then, interestingly, I've seen a few things around specific communication technologies. There was a company today called Chirp, and they basically communicate via voice, so by sound. So they have specific bits of sound, and so the showcase was a robot that basically does something based when it hears a specific sound. So they actually got a lot of attention today. So when you first hear it, you think of it as like a little bit funny, but they got a lot of, I would say, a lot of people were interested in. Another one that I talked to is called the WirePass. I actually had the privilege of having an interview with their CEO this morning, and they are more into the mesh network type of things, and I haven't really heard much recently about these kind of networks. Specific, everybody's talking about low power, and low power seems to be a big topic. LoRa Alliance is here, for example. They're actually holding their big meeting in parallel, not far away from here. But LoRa Alliance, we haven't seen Sigfox, by the way. Mesh networks has really been something that's been, in my mind, there's not too much about it, and so it's good to see companies working on this technology, because it's an interesting one. For those who are not familiar with it, basically means it's a decentralized network. We have lots of devices that communicate with each other rather than with one central node, and so one device carries the message to the next device. Actually, Patrick, you're more of an expert in these technologies than I am, but I hope I explained that correctly.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's quite interesting. And I also seen we've been following your Twitter feed, so we've seen you were talking with PTC today as well. So it's not just smaller guys like the Finnish Wirepas. What did PTC have to say today?
I mean, it's a pretty good mix, because I think there's a few bigger players, a few smaller players here. PTC, they are always at these events, and they are really pushing this topic. We know that. I mean, we've had so many discussions with them and about them, and PTC is really evolving into helping everyone in the industrial space, and they're also taking it more from a strategic point of view. I mean, they're answering my feeling is they really want to get into the discussion with the CEO, CIO, COO into how IoT can help them achieve their agenda rather than specific solutions, which is something you can see from the smaller players.
Okay. Who else is there? Like, who's got the biggest show on today for everybody attending?
Good question. By the way, PTC is also behind me here. I mean, that's PTC there. So you can see I'm smack in the middle here. Actually, I don't think there's the single one that has the biggest. No, I don't think there's a single one that has the biggest. PTC has one of the biggest. I mean, that's already, it's here. Another company that I thought was quite interesting, we've had a discussion actually with some other members of our team around industrial automation. The company Beckhoff is here, and Beckhoff being one of the smaller industrial automation players compared to GE and Siemens. They're at this event and showcasing their cloud-connected industrial automation network, which is like a PLC type of. And I find it quite interesting that they really push this topic so much, and that they are here rather than Siemens or GE or Rockwell or Schneider.
Cool.
Let's see what else I have. I've written down a few things. I mean, another really interesting one, and this is one of the reasons why I am here, which is behind me, is the guys from Duckree. I have the pleasure of one of the guys is on a panel that I'm moderating tomorrow, and they have this smart helmet. I don't know if you can see it in the background. There should be a person wearing a smart helmet. Like the resolution may not be good enough.
Yeah, I can just about pick it up.
Yeah.
So tell us about their smart helmet.
Yeah, they have this smart helmet that's designed for manufacturing environments, service and operations. And I actually had it on earlier. It's quite fascinating. Patrick, we had the HoloLens on the other day in the office, and it's a
lot bigger.
No, it's very similar. It's extremely similar. I would say the two compare. It's they have a few applications on it, and then you basically need to focus with your eye on whatever you want to do, and then you can go through the menu by focusing with your eye, and you can see, like they showed us a turbine for a plane, and you can see inside the turbine. Or they had an application on it that basically puts a thermal layer on top of, so you can see the temperature of every person running around and things like that, which they claim is very good for analyzing some in the factory, some machines to see which one's running hot and which one is not running hot, for example. Interesting one. I mean, it seems to me like they're also more in the phase where they're piloting with a lot of other people. with a lot of companies. It doesn't look to me like there's a large-scale implementation of that yet, but it's certainly very interesting technology and one of those augmented reality applications.
Okay, cool. And so you'll be talking to them tomorrow while you're the moderator.
Yeah,
Who else will you be talking to?
I'm chairing the connected industry track tomorrow, and there will be people. There's somebody from Rolls-Royce, from JCB. There will be a few smaller. The topics are from heavy industry all the way to logistics, so it's quite wide. But you have to see the show is twofold. There's the sort of those tracks which are only available to some people, and then there's the overall floor of the show, which I guess is available to everyone. That's one of the reasons why we have so many people here, because I think it's free for most of them.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm not saying anything wrong. Hopefully it's actually true. That was my observation in any case.
Great. Will you be focusing on industrial internet tomorrow, or what?
Yeah,
What
it's
area?
all industrial. I mean, this is not so much around the home. This is not so much around consumer, I would say, what I'm seeing here. So I'm right there in there with industrial. So yeah, it'll be mostly industrial. And by now it's really like it's empty. Earlier today it was just so packed. It was crazy.
Okay.
Anything else that you would like me to focus on tomorrow? Anything else that you feel should be looked at further for upcoming discussions?
Yeah, I think maybe predictive maintenance is obviously a big theme right now, and we've been working on that quite a bit. So if there's any insights you can generate from your panels, that would be great.
There's a panel on predictive maintenance. I haven't actually seen or heard anything else apart from that here. So no one is really showcasing their predictive maintenance solution. Mind you, the CEO of ThyssenKrupp Elevators was here today to speak about their solution.
Okay.
And I mean, that's a company that's really going ahead and implementing very quickly, it seems, at least if they stick to their plan of connecting 180,000 elevators by the end of the year, implementing very quickly a remote service predictive maintenance solution. Very interesting to follow, and which we will definitely do.
Very good. So is there any other big news floating around the conference?
I'll be looking.
Networking.
I think I've networked already quite a bit, so it's I think that's giving you a sense already. I'll probably have a little bit more opportunities to speak tomorrow, but I think generally, I mean, a couple of new players like I said, like Ubuntu and Click. Surprisingly little security. Then some new technology things such as mesh or sound. More IoT platforms as we expect. We said 360 is what we counted in May last year. So let's see what our new count will have in this year. Some interesting players such as Backoff with their automation offering. Obviously the big guys, PTC is here. A couple of other big guys are here as well. And something to touch with the duck tree helmet that's behind me, and then that's sort of my initial first wrap up of the first day, and then probably there's going to be more. And we can't do a session tomorrow because I actually have to leave very immediately after the show. But it gives you a sense, and I think that's my takeaway from it.
Yeah, no, it's good, and you can keep the tweets coming. It's good to see what's going on there, and we've already had over 50 members join our new IoT analytics community today on LinkedIn. So maybe your tweets are helping with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, if people find it relevant, that's great. I actually got to go. I have a meeting right now, so good chatting, Padraig. I'm back in the office on Wednesday, and then we'll take it from there. Any one of the viewers, anyone who finds this interesting, give us a shout out. Couldn't figure out how to put in the email at the bottom right now, but I mean, if you send us an email, info@iotanalytics.com, or you can also use our first names. That also gets to our inboxes. We'd be happy to hear from you.
Okay. All right. Well then, enjoy London, and best of luck for the conference tomorrow. And we'll see you back here soon.
All right. Thanks, Patrick. See you
All
soon.
right. Bye now.
Bye-bye.